Hey guys, Adam here at directiontrader.com. Let's do the recap from today's live trading room and talk about what we see moving forward. Start off here with the S&P. We blow up this daily chart here. We can pretty well see what's been going on here. We've had a nice little run up here on the S&P, pretty much on all the indexes, and we're just going through a little bit of a consolidation at this point. Yesterday, I don't know if the market necessarily faked us out, but it definitely gave us some interest in the long side. If you go back to last night's video, I talked about if we can get above the previous day's highs or yesterday's highs, we were going to look for buying opportunities. Anything below the previous day's highs, we're looking for this resumption of this pullback or consolidation on these stock indexes. So, as you see here, we were not able, we came up pretty close to the previous day's highs as we were opening today, but we never pushed higher. So, we started getting some selling early, and this market sold off. We had negative internals, and then it's just kind of just consolidated the afternoon. So, it's gotten a little bit boring here. After the lunchtime, not a lot of activity here in the stock index futures. As you see, they kind of popped their way up here going into this afternoon. But early this morning, we did have a nice sell-off here. Market internals were absolutely selling off right there into lunch. So going into tomorrow, going to be very interesting because if we blow up this anchor chart, which we always like to do, we have lots of resistance above, lots of resistance below, and we're just curious what in the world this market wants to do here. Is it wanting to start to break through some of these lows that we've established down here at these 2100s all the way down to 2098? That's the support we're looking at. And then up here at the 2116 to 2118, that's the resistance we've been talking about on a nightly basis. So we're kind of stuck in the middle, and guess what happened? Once we got back up in the middle, we've done nothing but consolidate. We've talked about this in several videos. It seems like every night this seems to be a topic that we talk about. We talked about it last night and the previous video before that. Once we get in this mid-range, it just becomes chop. And you got to wait for the market to get out of there. Just like this morning. Our game plan coming into the live trading room this morning was, let's get out of this mid-range. Let's either see some selling come in or see some buying come in, and we'll go with it and test resistance or test support. That's the exact trading plan we had in the live trading room this morning. Sure enough, we did get some selling down to support. Once it got to support, we were looking to fade the support. So game plan worked out absolutely phenomenally going into the live trading room this morning. Now, going into tomorrow, it just depends on what we get here. As of now, we would wait for us to get out of this range here, this consolidation, this chop range, and wait for either the bulls or the bears to take charge. If we get some selling here, look to sell it back down towards them 21 to 2098s. If we get some buyers in here, look to push it up towards them 2116. So the exact same game plan that we've been doing every single day in the live trading room, it's still working. It's the exact same method we've been using for basically a month, because this S&P has been, it'll go in like a 16 to 18 point range, and then it'll pop up and do a range there, and then it'll pop up and do a range there, and so on and so forth. So we're currently trading in this range here between the 2100 and the 2116, and until we get out of that range, I'll continue to trade the exact same fashion. So going into tomorrow, if we continue to trade in this midsection here, look for us to break out of that and test one of the extremes. Once we get to the extremes, we'll try to fade it. And then once again, same thing we had last night, same thing we talked about this morning in the live trading room. If it happens to break, I will be going with. So if it breaks down below them 2098s, I'll go with. If it breaks above that 2118, we'll go ahead and go with this move to the upside. So continuing to pretty much talk about the same stuff here on the S&Ps on a daily basis, on the nightly videos and on our morning trading plan in the live trading room. We've basically had this exact same analysis for about a week now. So much of the same. We should have it down by now, so we'll see what happens whenever the markets open up, see how the trading goes the last 10 minutes here, and then into the overnight session. Going into tomorrow, we'll see what kind of activity, and we'll put together a game plan in the morning. Russell here. Want to pay attention to the Russell here just a little bit. You'll see some activity here from this afternoon for me on the Russell. Traded out of a stop from this morning, so ended up having some success this afternoon in the Russell. But the same thing, guys. We have these lows that we're testing here, and what's been working here You go all the way back here. You can go way back. The exact same low over and over and over. What do we do with the lows? We're looking to fade the lows until they break, right? Fade the lows until they break. These highs, we actually faked ourselves out here a little bit, but nonetheless, we have the mean here, the reversion to the mean, the midsection here. It's been a magnet today, so we've had a very, very tight range here in the Russell, trading between these lows and these highs. Once again, waiting for this to get out of this range, guys. Going into tomorrow, if we can start to get some buying in here, we can start to get up above these 1226s, I'll go with it. And then the same thing to the downside. If we get down below these 1228s, I will look for that opportunity as well. And then finally here with crude. Crude is one that kind of teased us this morning in the live trading room. We took good trades. It wasn't that our trades weren't quality trades. It was just one of them deals that just, man, we just were trying like hell to get it to go and just couldn't get this thing to get popping in our direction. It just took a little bit longer. So as you see here, it popped up here, pulled back. We ended up taking a few ticks loss here, and then sure enough, the market popped in our direction. Same thing here. Took along here, took only a couple tick loss here, danced around a little bit, and then popped in our direction. It's just the way it is, guys. It's not always all the bells and whistles where it pulls back and then it pops. It happened to consolidate before popping, so as you see, I did end up trading out of it this afternoon in the Russell. But going forward here on the crude, I always want to pull up this daily chart and make sure that we're all well aware before we go to this anchor chart. Look at where we are on the daily. Again, we're looking over here. We have the highs, we have the lows, and once again, we held the midsection today. This is going on a week and a half here. We've been in this little bitty tight box down in here. So that leads me to believe that we should break to the downside. Now, I definitely would have expected that to happen before now. The longer we sit here, the more the sellers aren't here, and we're probably going to come back up here and retest these 55 halves. So let's dive on over to our anchor chart one more time. And let's look at some levels here. As you can see exactly what we're talking about here with these lows. We had these lows. Here's the highs, which is the midpoint of that daily range. And we're trading in the middle of it. Why do you think crude's such a choppy market today? Because we're trading in the middle of a range. We already know that kind of stuff. We trade at the extremes. Look at the extremes. Trade at the extremes, you get a nice sell-off. Trade at the lows, you get a nice pop. At the lows, you get a nice pop, At the highs, a nice sell-off. Anytime you get in the middle, what do we get? Lots and lots of chop. And that's all we're getting right now. So, going into tomorrow, we need to see this thing trade up towards these 5120s. First, we'll look to fade it. Second, we'll look to go with it and trade up towards the highs of the dailies. If we get a sell-off here, go with that sell-off down to these lows here, these 48.40 lows. And then first off, we'll look to fade it, as we always do, and then go with it. Kind of like the S&P, just in a little bit tighter range here on crude. So if you go back and look, this could be something you guys put in your little, maybe in your bag of tricks here. Anytime you get stuck in the middle of a range, maybe just be a little bit more disciplined to wait for them extremes, because anytime you get that, we get these consolidations, these chop ranges, and they will chop you to death. So wait for the extremes, guys, if you can. It's very, very difficult sometimes. But you see here, we are definitely trading in this range here. We were trying to fight it out of this range this morning in crude. Just took a little bit longer than we originally anticipated for that move. Sure enough, the Russell came around to be kind of a savior this afternoon. So going into tomorrow, I'm really, really confident in the plan that we have. The only thing is, we've been talking about these trading plans, basically the same methods for a long time, so we should have it down. We've been basically doing the exact same things over and over and over and over again. So the trading plan doesn't change unless something drastic happens overnight here in the overnight session. But definitely protect yourself, guys. Don't look too far into it. It's the exact same trading plan that we've had the last few days. So hopefully you can put it together. If you want to come, you can see us trade live tomorrow in the live trading room. You're more than welcome. But that's it for me today, guys. More of an update simply because we've had the exact same analysis day in and day out. Same trading plan that we had this morning that we had the previous morning. So, I don't see much change going in tomorrow. So hopefully we can come in and get some good success with that. So that's it for now. If you have any questions, go ahead and get a hold of me, Adam@directiontrader.com, or you can leave a comment below this video. I'm the one that's going to be checking it, so you can leave a comment. If not, get a hold of me. If not, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Have a good afternoon.